It's a love match right there.
Yeah, it's hard enough to get them to laugh, but they learned to knit, so that's okay, right? Yeah. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get the next question right over here. Oh. Yeah. Go ahead.
There we go. Hi. It's interesting that you mentioned about being in a play about a woman struggling with infertility because I actually happen to be growing a human that is my rainbow baby. So pregnancy, for y'all that don't know, it gives you the craziest dreams. Like I never had dreams this vivid until I was pregnant. So along that line, have you ever dreamed in character? Not necessarily from Doctor Who, but I mean, because you spend weeks on these sets and on the stage and everything. So you get so involved with these characters. Have you ever dreamed as your character? Really?
Never. I'm just realizing that now. I think I can confidently say I've never dreamed in character. But I think that's because you're exercising all that, or if you're in character, you know, I think you're sort of exercising that, and yeah, I never had that. That's extraordinary. Otherwise, if you like playing that part, they're really part of Yeoman. Everything was left behind on the stage, so any sort of subconscious stuff, I don't know where I'd even go with that. So yeah, I've never had that, but that's interesting. I think I'll go and I'll stay with that question. Imagine if you dreamt he was the Doctor.
Or worse yet, dreamt that he was Kilgrave from Jessica Jones. Nice! Woo!
You're not asking. I'm sure he dreamt he was the Doctor because he fantasized about being Doctor Who most of his child life, I think.
Speaking about what kind of, say, whenever you first started the show, or any of the times that you started the show, of course you originally started with Christopher Eccleston, and then of course David joined the show as the 10th Doctor. By chance, do you remember what y'all's first scene was that you filmed together? Because of course the shows are never filmed in order of the sequence of the episode. So what was that?
It's regeneration.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shot that at the end of shooting the first series with me and Eccleston. Yeah, that was. No, he wasn't even. I didn't shoot. Of course, what am I saying? That's an absolute lie. I didn't shoot with him because he came and did a separate day, and then we picked up our moments and reactions in the second series. So the first time, the first time I worked with Tennant, maybe?
Yeah.
First time I worked with Tennant was, oh God, I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I haven't jogged my memory. But I remember my first stuff with Eccleston, and that was in the basement of an old warehouse, I think, when we were filming the episode Rose. Was running around with some prosthetic arm and...
Right, so in that case, the first time that you got on film together was the first scene that we saw y'all together with in that case.
Pretty much, yeah. All that stuff was in the first week.
Okay, alright, cool. Let's see, let's go ahead and get the next question over here.
Hi. All I can see is a Fed's backlit.
Yeah.
So intense. I love it.
I got a question.
Go for it.
When you were a kid, was Doctor Who on for you?
It was on, but I didn't watch it. The only thing I remember of it was the soundtrack. Obviously, everyone remembers that, but yeah, my parents didn't watch it, and I didn't watch it. It was sort of just passed through the house on Saturday night. Yeah. David's watched every single episode. There it is.
And you have two sons.
I do,
right?
yeah.
How old are they right now?
They're 8 and 4.
8 and 4. Have they had a chance to watch the show at all, whether it was the time that Mom was on it or the current incarnation now?
No, it's hard, isn't it? Because it's like, it's not just sitting down to watch something as a family, it's like them trying to comprehend that you're an actor and that you're being chased around by things that are really scary, and then trying to separate Rose from their mum, you know. So my youngest son is actually more into it than the older one. I attend it every couple of months because I really want to see it. I just feel like, and I know their friends are talking, like their friends at school have got sonic screwdrivers, and I feel like there's this part that they're really missing out and they can't make the connection at all. Our eldest son has a Doctor Who book in his room, so I'm starting with that. But even that really freaks him out, like, what is that chasing you? Was it awful? How did you come through?
You're like, no, it's okay, it was just a golf ball.
It's okay, it's just tennis ball.
All right, very cool. Let's go ahead and go over here.
Hi, thank you for coming, and thank you and Eccleston for being my introduction to Who. It changed my life, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Second of all, my question actually has to kind of do with your stage work and what you do when you look for roles. What is your preparation when you're finding roles? I'm very interested in the work that you've been doing on stage, although I can't fly over to see it. But if you do have anything coming up on the West End, possibly next July or August, when someone might be there, that'd be great to know. But yeah, what is your preparation when you do stage work, and how does that maybe differ from your television work?
Well, rehearsals, I mean, that's the thing that separates the two, really, because rehearsals, you do so much. You do so much rehearsal, you do like 6 weeks of rehearsal, so you really unearth a character, you know, daily for 10 hours. You know, and you can do a lot of that on your own when you're working on TV, but TV doesn't really allow for a lot of rehearsals, so yeah, I mean, you do all your work in the rehearsal room. It's such a gift, and I think rehearsals are my favourite part of what we do for a living. I really love it. So, otherwise, if I'm doing TV, it's just, you know, I'll watch loads of things for references and read things and always select music that I like that sort of fits the role. Do you know what I mean? That sort of stuff just gets you into the mode of it. I used to do a lot more work, like I used to write little letters in character and diary inserts and stuff, but after a while I just thought, you know, I don't know, it just stopped working for me. It just, but I know it's good to do that in the beginning when you first start out. And in answer to your question about July next year, I think there is something happening in London in July next year, which will probably be announced quite soon, but we need to finalise that before I sort of make a declaration. So yeah, just keep looking out. Hello. Hello. There you go. Great. I hope that helps.
It did. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and get another one over here.
Hi, I was just wondering, if you could be any other character on Doctor Who would you be and why?
Master.
Can you imagine the look on the 12th face if you were to say, oh my god, Rose, you're back. Oh, that's what you think.
I just feel like that is such a well-written, imagined role. I just love it. It's my favourite.
What did you think of the Michelle Gomez's turn as the Miss, or as Missy in this case? Like,
Creepy as hell. Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
how would you, like, say if that was, if you had, say it had been you as opposed to Michelle Gomez taking on the role of, say, Missy in this case, do you think you would have approached the look or the feel of that character in a different way, or something along it's similar, or how do you think you would have approached it yourself?
God, I don't know how I'd approach that, because for me now I've seen that, I'm just like, that's stellar. What a wonderful take on that. And it's so iconic and it's so visually strong, you know? So I'd be useless. I'd be useless. I mean, yeah, I'd be useless. I don't know, she nailed it.
All right, very cool. Thank you for your question. Right on. In fact, I was just thinking about something right now whenever you said that, the idea that thinking that that Missy had just set that bar as high as it was, like why try and go in another direction when it seems like that just nailed it, hit it out of the park for you, yeah?
Yeah, when actors just go, it's like, oh God, you can't imagine anyone else in that. It's a stroke of genius.
And anything else would be just like trying, but it wouldn't be the same kind of thing.
Just wouldn't have the weight that has, I don't think.
Just like Rose!
Okay, let's go with another question over here.
Yes.
What's your favorite part about acting?
My favorite part of acting is, I don't know, I really like rehearsals, as I said before, because I feel like I'm in drama class again, and I feel like I'm studying, I feel like I'm at school, and I really miss that. And I love actors. I find actors to be some of the most fun people you'll ever meet. Deeply flaky, very unreliable, very selfish, but hysterical human beings that walk the earth, with sort of a great zest for life and often combined with terrible depression, but always colourful. So I just, I love it as a job, you know, and I love learning about, you know, other things that come through acting. So if you have to do a lot of research on a specific thing, you know, you're just endlessly learning about people and historical events and, you know, and then wonderful sort of, you know, fight technique or dances that you would never
Have been exposed to before.
right, and that you would never. What line of work would you get the opportunity to learn, you know, a bloody waltz or something? I don't know, among other things, or you know, a great bit of fencing,
Well, being in the,
or how to like smash someone's head against a table and make it look realistic. Such a thrill.
If that's the case, then Jeffrey Dean Morgan must be super happy with what he did on Walking Dead a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
You don't know who.
The Facebook statute of limitations has run out on that. All right. And speaking of that, because of what you mentioned about the fact of working with these different kinds of actors and these people who have, you know, very interesting personalities and what have you. Do you have any, say, interesting stories from, say, the set whenever you were on Doctor Who or even in Penny Dreadful that like spring to mind of like, you know, that was a good time or what have you, or anything that funny going on set that comes to mind?
Oh God, I mean, it's all, you know, to be honest, that's the gift of it. It can be quite drawn out sometimes and kind of, it has its moments of being sort of boring as well, you know, like any job. But it's also, I don't know, it's endlessly good in that sense. You know, there's always something nuts going on. There's always someone having a meltdown. There's always a piece of equipment that hasn't quite worked out and is hazardous, and you should all be, you know, miles away from it. You know, there's always something life-threatening.
You didn't catch on fire when that happened? Wow.
You know, there's always something a bit fruity going on, and it's always, you know, a thrill. So it's really hard for me to pick out moments, to be honest. We had this moment on set that I didn't see, but I was phoned in on Penny Dreadful, where Patti Smith came to set and sang songs to our characters. I I wasn't there, but I heard that was a great moment.
Very cool, thank you. Let's see, let's go ahead and get another question over here.
This is really exciting because before I knew you as Rose, I knew your music. I had the green outfit from the She Wants You video.
What?
Yes, you inspired my early fashion choices, for real. A girl in San Antonio.
Whoa, I still have that cassette.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now, my actual question is, you brought up the parallel universe, and they basically wrote you and David Tennant a role for the rest of your lives if you wanted. Have you talked about taking them up on it?
No. No, we haven't. We haven't. But it's there, isn't it? It's sitting there waiting to be unearthed. And so maybe it will get its day in the sun. I don't know how that would look.
I think it would look great.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'd look a lot older. But there'd be some interesting stories to come, from that.
Rose at that point would probably be in charge of that world's branch of Torchwood, are you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and she's totally in charge of that doctor, isn't she? That was clear from the outside.
Next time on Doctor Who's the Boss.
It would just be like an episode of husbands and wives really, really long argumentative marriage with no sci-fi.
And it can't go on forever because neither of you is immortal at that point. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, awesome.
Sounds great. Sounds like a wonderful spin-off.
It'll get all the ratings.
I know.
All right, let's move on over here.
Hello. You
Hi.
were one of the stars of New Who's revival. I just wanted to know, what was it like to be shoved in a stuffy blue cubicle and appear in a massive room?
Always overwhelming. Always deeply overwhelming. Oh, it was cool. It was cool because even though I didn't watch the show, everyone would ask me that leading up to actually appearing on the show. So to actually experience that it was just fun, it was out there. It suddenly made sense.
Just kind of having to, in this case, like what you were talking about earlier in regards to really trying to dig deep for creating that fear in your eyes for the tennis ball, trying to create that excitement and sense of wonderment in your eyes as you were rushing towards jumping into a blue box with nothing in it.
Yeah. And also that terrible backdrop of the TARDIS in the back. So that sort of canvas. So it would be, you'd open the door was always a nightmare. The TARDIS door was a nightmare. It would always trap your fingers, or it wouldn't open, we'd lose the bloody keys. It was a nightmare from beginning to end, and they'd have to take it apart and reassemble it all the time. The thing was hell. And then you'd get in there, and it would just be that sort of canvas image of the TARDIS behind. It was deeply unimpressive. Then you had to kind of, then you had to do your coming out into the big space, That set was huge though, that was genuinely big.
Yeah, it did look like
It was,
quite a bit big.
well, it was big enough to have a crane camera working through it.
That's right, yeah, because there were a lot of overhead shots all
Right.
the time, yeah. And it did get blown up quite a bit during the series or during the time that you were on anyway,
Yeah.
falling apart.
Yeah.
All right, let's go and get another one over here.
Also, the set was made of this foamy stuff that I always wanted to chew. So quite often, oral set. Sometimes you get these weird primitive urges. That was one of them. It's Billy just chewing the set.
Watch out to zoom in on certain parts of it and see, are there teeth marks there?
Yeah, especially with my teeth, they can really take a piece. Really, really effective.
Cool. Let's go ahead here.
Hi.
I just wanted to ask, you went from a character that was so loving and touching against genocide, even though the doctor was totally ready to do it. And just stood up for everyone and loved everyone. And to Lily, who is leading everybody and treating and teaching everyone to go out and kill all mankind, and just how it was emotionally and all of the steps in between to get to that character.
Well, I really liked that because, well, first of all, I had a big chunk of time in between.
Yes.
And I was way more lived in by the time I got to filming Lily, so I felt like I'd collected enough sort of stuff along the way to put me in a position to sort of play that part and be that dark, I don't know if I would have been able to do that when I was like 20, 19. I can't even remember how old I was when I started Doctor Who. Do you know? Probably.
I think it was around, 19, I think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Right after, I think, your third album, or a little bit after your third album.
I think I was 21 actually, because I remember, or just 22 or something like that. So I welcomed that challenge as an actor, but I definitely needed those years in between to sort of, go to the dark places.
Thank you.
Not unhinged.
Thank you for the question. In fact, to that, is that what kind of drew you to the role in Penny Dreadful, as far as that chance to be able to play out that kind of, say, reaching for that darkness or what have you, to be able to attract you to the role, or the chance to be able to bring those things out?
Well, the thing is, when I started Penny Dreadful, I didn't know about that journey at all. All I knew was that I was Rona and that I was going to become the bride of Frankenstein. And I was like, great. That's all I needed to know. I didn't know the depth of the journey that character would go on. But I was so thrilled when I read the scripts,
Were you satisfied with where the series has left off now that it's over? I think the last episode's just in the last couple of months anyway, right?
Well, I'm sort of not satisfied in the sense that it's over. Like, I loved playing those parts and being in that company and being part of something with such high production values and such brilliant writing. And the actors in that show are incredible. So in that sense, I'm really sad it's done, and it was done so suddenly, as these things often are. Quite often you don't know where these stories could end up going, and sometimes they run their natural course, and so, where would she have gone from there?
Sometimes they go too long.
I think they go too long, and then there's a really unsatisfying sort of soupy ending that doesn't tie everything to. They've exhausted every storyline, and it feels. I find that more unsatisfying than a series that sort of ends at the right time.
Well, then because at that point it gives the fans something to be able to, like, you know what? It may continue on. Yes, maybe the show didn't get to continue on telling that story, or leading it to what I, as a fan, would hope its natural denouement or where it was going to go. But at least I'll have that, as opposed to where they might have taken it if they took it, say, too far.
Yeah, and that happens frequently. We see that in so many of those long-running series. It's like by the end you're like, this is ridiculous.
Please put the show out of its misery. It's done.
Yeah. You feel so cheated because you've invested so many years of your life, and then it just gets totally nonsensical.
All right, let's go ahead and I believe
that's the silver lining of that show ending when it did. You've got to find one.
Let's go ahead and go over here.
Hi there. I have been a fan of yours since I was a teenager. I had your very first album. And just want to say Caress the Gold is my favorite of all of your songs.
Oh my God.
It is so good. Just wondering, will you ever make another album? Like, I would love that so much. I'm sure a lot of other people would, because your voice is lovely.
I won't. Even though, thank you for saying so. I am the biggest biggest music fan. Like, I'm crazy about music. But I'm a fan. I don't make music. It's not what I'm really good at. So I wouldn't do it, because as I was making music, as much as I was having a better time than being at school, there was a part of me that just missed acting so much. And I always felt like a bit of a charlatan, like I was in the wrong profession. So I feel so gifted now that I'm in the right line of work. And that I can just enjoy other people's music, I mean, I do BVs on someone's song maybe one day, but
Or maybe a musical or musical.
I do a musical film would be amazing. Do a musical film. Doing a musical in the West End. That's a lot of fun. It's a lot of nights with no booze and that. It's like protect your voice. It's a concern.
It's a business thing. It's a necessity of life.
It's just the lifestyle has to change, because you have to just live to protect your voice, and I find that such hard work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
1 part water, 2 parts honey to keep everything working, right?
Sure.
Yeah, at least
There's life.
All right. We've got time for one more question here before we bug out. So let's go ahead and get the honor of it.
No pressure or anything for having the last question.
Dun, dun,
You're
dun.
going to be great.
Okay.
Go.
It's an honor to ask you a question, Billy. Hello. I really hope to come out here and ask you something you haven't been asked before, and that's a really hard thing to do. But I do hope that you can answer, and maybe answer on behalf of your co-stars that you've gotten to know over the years. But if you were a pull-string doll, what would your 3 phrases be?
You mean as one of my characters, or just
No, I love you as a person, and as your co-stars, I love to know what you personally.
Okay. Where's the bar? Are we there yet? It's too quiet. I think those are my most overused phrases. And I think they're pretty essential in life.
They get very important stuff.
Yeah. That's too quiet, where's the bar, and are we there yet? Yeah. Feel happy with that. And also, like, if my eyes lit up as I was saying the string at the same time. That's demonic, actually.
that look of excitement. Where's the bar?
Where's the bar? Yeah, her voice would drop an octave.
Where's the bar?
Yeah, my voice would be, if it were my voice, it would be, if it were my dad, I'd ask for a really, really low voice. Something really threatening.
I'll
Something that would make it,
maybe a flash of red in the eyes or something.
Definitely, that's what I'm talking about. Those sort of eyes, those sort of Victorian doll eyes.
Ooh, that's creepy. Those were good. All right, thank you very much for the last question
Really
there.
relaxing. I'm sure everyone would buy that, right?
Oh, yeah, probably. The first sale. So, as we get ready to go there, with the time that you've been in town here for Alamo City Comic Con yesterday and today, which of course Billy will still be here for autographs, so we'll have you at her desk for a little while longer today after the panel. So of course, if you'd like to get your chance now, you will have it. But what do you, like, what do you think of the city, as much as you've been able to see it anyway? Have the fans treated you well? Has the con treated you well?
I've had a lovely time. I've barely seen anything, but last night I did go for a walk by the river.
Okay, the river walk.
The river walk.
It's literally. If I go simple with the name, it'll work.
It's like Disneyland down there, isn't it? Like, I can't believe that's a real river. It's so beautiful and green. It's like something from I saw a lot of guys from here last night, and what else have I done? That's pretty much it. But the people have been lovely, and the temperature has been wildly inviting. You know, it's.
Believe me, you lucked out. And the audience knows, yeah, that's you got the good end of this as far as
Although
yeah.
I feel like I've got allergies since I've been here.
Oh really?
Yeah, that sounds like
Welcome.
it.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to Texas.
I know, that's what everyone says to me.
All right, well,
What did he say?
he said I've got Zyrtec if you need it.
I've got some. Thank you, though.
From there. All right, well,
Thank you.
again very much for. You have a great time at the rest of Alamo City Comic Con 2016. Again, Billy will be at our table for autographs for the remainder of the day.